Hi everyone, welcome back once again to my channel. If you guys want to see I created this look, this is a quick before and after. If you want to see I created this look, then definitely do keep on watching. So quick up, I am using a wipe to cleanse her face. I already told her to do something on her face, and now while wiping off what I asked her to do, which is a skin prep, now I am using a brow wax to wax up her brows, then so I'll be able to trim them and have a nice brows because her brows are very rough. So I'm just using a spoolie brush. Now I'm using a moisturizer from the moisturizing portion, which is the Mismetics moisturizer. I'm using to moisturize all part of her face. Underneath the eyes, I moisturize the eyes very well. I'm using a flat eyeshadow brush just to moisturize underneath her eyes, then go back in all over her face. Guys, don't forget to always moisturize your skin. If you're oily, if you have eye pigmentation skin, or what's it called. Now I'm going with this Stay Matte Primer just to prime all of our face. Guys, I've been using this primer for a long time, and I just want to show you guys into this video how I've been using this primer. And this is not just my only primer, but I just want to use this primer into this video because it's very matte, like very matte, and in a kind of a hot season, and I want to just use this primer just so that our makeup will last longer for her. I'm just using it all over her face with this brush I got, and I'm using this 3 foundation, the Flawless Ivy foundation, the Super Stay foundation in 2 shades. I'm actually going to leave everything down in the description box down below. This is the perfect match I got for her, mixing those 3 foundations together. And I'm using the beauty sponge I got from K Scarlett, and this beauty sponge is so amazing. I mean, it is amazing. Like, it's very soft, and ever since I got this beauty sponge, I abandoned the rest ones I'll be using and stick around with this one for a long time because it makes blending really easy for me. I don't think this foundation is a perfect match for her, but I think I could work with it at that particular point in time with her, guys. So we just kind of blend. I never fast forward this part of my foundation routine video because a lot of you intend of loving and like to see me blend foundation. I would love to see the blending process of foundation. So I just want to tell you guys, you just have to blend, take your time in blending, push everything into the skin, blend. That is the key. So this beauty blender is so amazing. Now I'm going with these 2 concealer, the Isa Dust concealer and the Elegant concealer. I don't know the actual shade I use, but I mix those 2 concealer together to highlight all the parts of her face. I just want to highlight all the parts of her face and place it at the parts where I want to highlight. Like makeup that have a particular skills or rules, you just have to go what's good for you, what's best for your technique. So this is the way I apply my own and leave it for a while. So people apply and blend immediately, but I want to quickly say this: if you want to apply your concealer the way I'm applying, take note of the concealer you are using. If it is a concealer that dries quickly, apply a little and blend that first before applying all over our face, because this concealer does not dry quickly. The Elegant concealer does not dry quickly, and the technique of the Elegant concealer we makeup artists here in Nigeria do, we let it dry for a little before blending it out. So I'm using that same beauty blender just to blend that to the edges and blend that just blend that everywhere I need to blend. Let me leave you guys to watch this process. Okay. Alright, I am back. I just realized my voice sound awkward. Just ignore me because I just woke up from bed and I just wanted to edit this video quickly and put up with you guys. So I am setting up under highs with this RCM setting powder and just pushing it in. I know I really want to go in baking up her face quickly, so I really moisturize underneath her eyes. So sometimes you should just set and leave the under eyes to the brows to the eyes before you bake a little, but I just wanted to go the old way and do the back old technique by baking up her face. This powder is really light and it has no flashback, like it's really light. Like I don't know how to explain it, but if you know the RSMA powder, you know that it is okay for me to use to bake at this point in time. So I'm just setting up Anita by using a mini beauty blender. I didn't use the same beauty blender I use in blending Anita eyes. I prefer using another mini beauty blender so that I should go in really precisely to put all the products in and set it very quickly. I set under the eyes first of all because it's the part that instead of creasing a lot to crease quickly. Now I'm using a flat brush just to set on the bridge of her nose, the bridge of her nose, and just set up to her forehead. And I'm using that same mini beauty blender just to press all the powder into her skin and set everything in place. So now you guys, I'm using this View Beauty palette. Like this is my new favorite powder palette. I use in bronzing a face and contouring a lot of clients and a full face of powder. This powder is so soft and is highly pigmented. Like I love this powder so much. So I'm using this Bobbi Brown brush. I got it from a friend recently the day I was about to film this video, and I was like, okay, let me use this brush in today's video so that you guys could see. A friend of mine got it for me and I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like this was actually my first makeup brush, but like I was really excited. I'm using it back again and it still worked well for me, and I'm using it into this video. I use a powder. I use a dark brown shade in that palette to bronze her skin and bring some shadows or some life to her skin because her skin was looking very flat. So I bronze up her chin, her forehead, and I also use that same powder palette in contouring, and those you guys will see that in the front of this video. Okay, I really enjoy using this brush, and I use a blush from the ZK blush palette. I supposed to show you guys a clip, but I don't know where that clip of that video actually entered, but I used that blush and I packed that in with another different style of that Bobbi Brown brush. I know this brush is it's very pigmented. Like that blush in that palette is so pigmented. I used to shade actually. I'm just going to leave everything I use in this video in the description box down below, so do well to check it out. I packed this blush on our skin because blush is one thing that when you put up before you finish doing the brows, finish doing the eyes, or doing everything, it will sync up to the skin and to vanish. So I like padding it, not putting too much but lightly, but make sure it is pigmented, and yeah, work my way in, and you guys are gonna see how the blush is going to leave the face or going to vanish from the face. I don't know how to put that English in place. That's why I'm a makeup artist. I'm not an English teacher. So I'm zooming in now to our brows, and it's a quick brows. I already feeling our brows. I just wax and like feeling the brows. This brows, it took me less than 2 minutes for me to get it done. I didn't actually waste time in our brows. Like it's so awkward. Like if I really want to go detailed in brows, I take my time. I use same concealer I use in highlighting underneath her eyes just to highlight her brow bone area, just highlighting her brow bone area. I'm using the Younger Beauty brush. Like guys, this brush is amazing. Watching this video, I really want you, if you love to do your makeup or you want to snatch your brows, do well to go and get this particular concealer brush. It is really amazing. At the front of our brows, I use a foundation shade. Like you guys can see, I'm showing you guys this brush because it's made my blending really easy, and it took me less than 2 minutes to finish up that brows using that particular brush. So you guys, if you can get your hands on the Younger Beauty brush, that eyeshadow brush, I said eyeshadow, that's eyebrow what's wrong with me? Let me just keep quiet. Now I'm just using a blending brush on the on a high lid and applying concealer just to blend it out. I think I need to get water. That's why I'm saying nonsense. Let me let you guys watch this process. Alright, I'm back. Like I said, I used that same V Beauty palette, powder palette in contouring and nose, and I'm using another type of blending brush again just to pat that on the bridge of on the sides of our nose. Sorry, I'm just using that one to contour our nose, and I'm using a shade that is closer, that is just one shade darker than skin tone. I'm not using a very dark shade. I didn't use the shade I used in bronzing. I used another different shade that just darker than skin tone, just one shade darker than skin tone. Now I'm going with that same RCMA powder and just precisely giving that contour shape. I love doing this these days, and just put the powder underneath her eyes again so that to prevent the fallout from the eyeshadow I'm going to do into this video, because immediately I just do this, I went in fixing the eyeshadow. Or they apply concealer on an eyes, you can use eyeshadow primer, but I prefer using concealer. Just blend it out, let it dry, and just start working your way with your products. It really works for me very well. So now I'm using a dark brown shade on an eyeshadow palette. No, I first of all use a dark brown in the V Beauty palette, then I go with the same dark brown shade on the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, and I used a concealer and mixed with my Ben Clan white base just to cut up a crease. And I'm doing a wing kind of crease like all of you want this eye look and detail, so I'll let you guys watch through and see how I achieve this eye look. It's really amazing and it's quite easy, but if you use the right glue it is quite easy. But I use bond, which is hard for me, and if I'm trying to recreate this again, I'm going to use a clear glue just so that I can work with it very fast and work with it very well. So I know this my cut crease is not that what I really want, but I was literally distracted at that particular point in time, so I'm just using eyeshadow. I'm patting the eyeshadow in the next part of the video. I'm really going to explain detail. Let me just let you guys watch what I'm doing right now, and I'm going to explain detail in the other eye. So like I said, I really cut this eye crease very well. This is really what I wanted. So I'm using a flat blending brush just to remove the excess concealer and the vernacular white I mixed together, just to remove it so that there will be no creasing in the eyes. And tell your mother to close the eye for a long time so that she will not be moving her eyes and who gets creasing. So I removed the excess product. After removing the excess product, I went immediately with the same shade of eyeshadow. I'm just using that eyeshadow brush to pat everything in place, like I'm just putting the eyeshadow product, I'm just putting it in, I'm just patting it in, packing it in, putting it in. That's what I am doing basically. While at the tiny place like where I cut the crease, I'm taking that brush and I'm precisely putting it on that part of the eyes just to make everything look very seamless. So I'll go in with the stones now. This is actually called the crystal stones, and I'm using two different ones. I'm using two different stones, actually two different crystals actually. One is this tiny one. The first one I put at the inner corner is a tiny one, while the one I put at the outer corners are a medium to big size of crystals. So that's what I use, and I use bond, guys. So you guys should not use bond when you're creating this look. You definitely going to use a clear glue, which is going to work for you best, like the bond dries quickly and it could stain the eye look I was creating. So you guys should learn from my mistake and create a look using a clear glue or a clear eyelash bond. Okay, don't use a black bond, a black eyelash bond. Okay. So now I'm using a brown pencil just to line up her eyes and smoke that in. Then I'll be going in with a brown lipstick from Huda Beauty and use that to put on our waterline before I say to water our waterline to put on our waterline. Then I go in with a black eyeliner just to create a wing liner at an eye tear dot area, and I'm just winging that out. Like she tears a lot, like when we're doing this step, like she tear a lot, but actually she didn't ruin a lot of the part. Now I'm using this brown pencil I got for years. I've been using this brown pencil for more than 4 years now. I got it from Gemstone. Yeah, you guys know I always get my product from Gemstone. So I use that to line up her lips. Then I'm using this Huda Beauty lipstick. I don't know the actual shade I use in this. I don't know the actual shade I use, but I just use that to blend it out. Then I go in with this lip balm, and is it lip balm? It's a lip stain. I use that lightly underneath our lips with a flat blending brush, and now I just I just clean up the excess powder on it underneath her eyes. Then I put a full face of powder. I use lashes and bringing out our bottom lashes. I come using that Zara mascara in combing our bottom lashes and our upper lashes. I just do that in the same side and fix our lashes. Just want you guys to watch through. You guys understand this process. I like talking so much. That's my problem. So let me just let you guys watch this video because I think my talk is distracting you. But I can't go. I just can't go because I'm fixing up the lashes right now. I use my hand to place in the lashes. Yeah, I use my hand to place in the lashes, and I use that same bond in applying. Then place, then press, then set everything in place. So this is how we take our model from this to a wonderful beauty and a beaut today.